There's a strange frustration that comes with feeling stuck. You know the one. You're working hard, checking off tasks, reading all the right books, repeating affirmations in the mirror, yet somehow, when you look up, you're still standing in the same place you were months ago. You might call yourself ambitious. You might even pride yourself on discipline, but there are walls you keep running into, invisible ones that don't announce themselves with warning signs. What if I told you the problem isn't about what you're failing to do? What if it's about the patterns you've already woven into your daily life? Patterns so normal, so accepted, that they've become invisible. Today, let's shine a light on 7 of these silent saboteurs. These aren't your typical bad habits. They don't look dangerous. They hide behind productivity, perfectionism, and politeness. But once you recognize them, everything shifts. So settle in, maybe grab something to write with, and let's uncover what's really going on. Asterisk, asterisk, the busyness, illusion, asterisk, asterisk. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you had a truly empty hour? No notifications, no errands, no mental to-do list running in the background. Most of us are drowning in activity. We jump from email to meeting to errand to text message, moving constantly but rarely arriving anywhere meaningful. By evening, we collapse, exhausted yet strangely unfulfilled. Here's what's happening. We've confused motion with progress. Busyness has become our default mode, and worse, our comfort zone. It's easier to stay busy than to sit with uncomfortable questions like, am I working on what actually matters? Or, why am I avoiding this big decision? Your brain loves this game. Every small task completed gives you a tiny hit of dopamine. Check email. Feel good. Reply to message. Feel good. But these urgent little things crowd out the important big things. The way out? Start asking a different question each morning. If I could only accomplish one thing today that would make everything else easier or irrelevant, what would that be? Then protect time for that thing like your life depends on it. Because in many ways, it does. Asterisk, asterisk, the perfectionism prison, asterisk, asterisk. How many drafts are sitting on your computer right now? How many ideas are locked in your journal, waiting to be good enough before you share them with the world? Perfectionism wears a sophisticated disguise. It looks like dedication, like having high standards. But look closer and you'll see what it really is. Fear, wearing a professional outfit. Fear of being judged. Fear of being exposed as not quite good enough. Fear that if this isn't flawless, it means you aren't either. So you polish and refine and tweak and delay. Days become weeks. Weeks become months. And that thing you wanted to create? It stays trapped in the realm of someday. Here's a truth that might set you free. Done is better than perfect. Not because quality doesn't matter, but because you can always iterate on something that exists. You can't improve what you never release into the world. Try this. Give yourself permission to create version 1. Set a deadline. Make it real. And when that date comes, let it go. Imperfect, incomplete, gloriously human. You can always build version 2 later. Asterisk, asterisk, the comparison trap, asterisk, asterisk. You're scrolling through your feed, and there it is again. Someone's promotion announcement. Someone's vacation photos from a place you've always wanted to visit. Someone's relationship that looks effortlessly perfect. And suddenly, your own life feels smaller, less interesting, like you're falling behind in a race you didn't know you were running. But here's what that screen isn't showing you. The rejection that person faced before the promotion. The credit card debt funding, that vacation. The argument that couple had the morning before that perfect photo. You're comparing your messy, complicated, behind-the-scenes reality to everyone else's carefully curated highlight reel. It's not a fair fight, and you'll lose every time. Comparison doesn't inspire us to do better. It whispers that we'll never be enough. Research backs this up. Chronic comparison is linked to anxiety, depression, and a profound sense of inadequacy. The solution? Compete with yourself. Track your own growth. Celebrate how far you've come instead of fixating on how far others seem to be ahead. And if certain accounts make you feel bad, unfollow without guilt. Your mental health is worth more than anyone's content. Asterisk, asterisk, the disease to please, asterisk, asterisk. How often do you say yes when every fiber of your being wants to say no? Maybe it's helping a coworker when you're already overwhelmed. Maybe it's attending an event you have no interest in. Maybe it's taking on a responsibility that doesn't align with your goals. In the moment, yes feels easier. It avoids conflict. It keeps you in everyone's good graces. But each yes to someone else is a no to yourself, to your time, to your priorities, to your peace. Over time, this habit doesn't just fill your calendar, it empties your soul. You become so busy living everyone else's agenda that you lose touch with your own. Learning to say no is not selfishness, it's self-preservation. It's honoring the fact that your time and energy are finite, precious resources. Start small. When someone asks something of you, try responding with, "Let me check my schedule and get back to you." That pause gives you space to consider whether this is truly a yes. Keep a list of your top 3 priorities visible. Before agreeing to anything, ask, does this serve one of my priorities? If not, you have your answer. Asterisk, asterisk. The voice inside your head. Asterisk, asterisk. Pay attention for a moment to how you speak to yourself internally. The running commentary in your mind. Would you ever talk to someone you care about the way you talk to yourself? You're so stupid. Why can't you get this right? Everyone else has it figured out except you. You're never going to succeed. This negative self-talk isn't just unpleasant. It's programming. Every time you repeat these stories, you strengthen neural pathways that make you believe they're true. Your brain starts accepting these statements as facts rather than just thoughts. But here's something powerful. You don't have to believe every thought that passes through your mind. You can observe thoughts without identifying with them. When you catch yourself in negative self-talk, pause, acknowledge it. That's just a thought. Then gently reframe. Instead of, "I can't do this," try, "I'm still learning this." Instead of, "I'm terrible at everything," try, "This particular thing is challenging right now." Each night, write down one thing you did well that day, one small win. Over time, you're retraining your brain to look for evidence of your capability instead of your inadequacy. Asterisk, asterisk, the motivation myth, asterisk, asterisk. How many times have you told yourself, "I'll start when I feel motivated. I'll go to the gym when I feel energized. I'll work on my project when inspiration strikes. I'll make that change when I'm really ready." Here's the secret nobody tells you. Motivation is not a prerequisite for action. It's a result of action. You don't feel like doing something, then do it. You do it, then feel motivated to continue. Waiting for motivation is like waiting for the weather to be perfect before you leave the house. You'll be waiting a long time. The people who seem effortlessly motivated, they've learned to move without it. They've built systems that get them started even when they don't feel like it. Try the 2-minute rule. Commit to just 2 minutes of whatever you're avoiding. Often, starting is the hardest part. Once you're in motion, momentum takes over. Use countdowns. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Give your brain no time to negotiate. Remember, action creates motivation, not the other way around. Show up first, the feelings will follow. Asterisk, asterisk. The fear that keeps you small, asterisk, asterisk. How many dreams have you talked yourself out of before you even tried? How many times have you thought, "That's a great idea, but what if I fail?" Fear of failure might be the most universal human experience. It keeps us in jobs we've outgrown, relationships that don't serve us, and lives that feel too small for the person we know we could become. We tell ourselves we're being realistic, practical, smart. But really, we're just scared. Scared of embarrassment. Scared of wasted effort. Scared of discovering our limits. But here's what changes everything. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a necessary ingredient. Every person you admire has a story filled with failures, rejections, and spectacular mistakes. The difference is, they didn't let fear stop them from trying. Start redefining failure in your mind. It's not a verdict on your worth. It's feedback. It's data. It's proof that you're brave enough to try. Celebrate your attempts, not just your outcomes. Each time you try something and it doesn't work, you're not failing. You're eliminating what doesn't work and getting closer to what does. Asterisk, asterisk, your next move. Asterisk, asterisk. So which of these patterns do you recognize in yourself? Maybe just one stands out clearly. Maybe you saw yourself in all 7. Here's what matters. Awareness is the first step to change. You can't fix what you can't see. Don't try to overhaul everything at once. That's just another setup for failure. Instead, choose one pattern, just one. Commit to noticing it over the next week. Watch when it shows up, what triggers it, how it makes you feel, then practice one new response. Not perfect implementation, just practice. Be patient with yourself. These patterns didn't form overnight, and they won't disappear overnight either. Change is uncomfortable, slow, and non-linear, but it's possible. And remember, everyone struggles with these patterns. The most successful people you know aren't free from these habits. They've just learned to recognize and manage them. Now you can too. You've seen what's been hiding in plain sight. That awareness is your advantage. Use it wisely.